Welcome this month's Sioux Falls Planning Commission Planning Preview for May 1st, 2019. I've got Jason Beaver here from the Planning Department.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. Number one, looks like we have a rezone, twin home duplex to the commercial C2.
Yeah, this is just off of Cliff up there in kind of the Norton Froelich area. There's an existing auto repair shop, and the applicant's looking at possibly there's some vacant land just to the east, taking a portion of that vacant land and possibly doing some additional kind of vehicle storage repair. And then there'll still be a chunk of it that can be used for twin home and stuff as you get closer to the residential area to the east.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then number two, looks like it's a rezone from C2 and streetcar district to the RA2 apartment and residential, East 69th Street and South Vineyard Avenue. Is that like close to the roundabout?
Yeah.
69th and Southeastern?
It's about halfway between the roundabout, as you indicated, and the new Harrisburg, I think it's Horizon Elementary School. You guys haven't been down there. That area is really starting to boom. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So the southwest corner of that is currently zoned commercial. It's owned by a bank. They're looking to rezone it to live work to kind of give them a little bit more flexibility to either do some apartments or office there. Seems like it's probably a little bit better of a use since it's quite a ways from that major intersection. So I think that's what they're thinking they're going to be able to get there. So they wanted to get it kind of ready to market and ready to hopefully sell to somebody to construct something.
Cool. Yeah, the whole area is starting to really explode. Usually happens when a school goes in there.
I know.
I mean, that everything just goes.
Yep, especially Harrisburg schools.
Yep. And we'll jump to number 5. Looks like a rezone from the RT1 single family residential to the R2 townhome and residential.
Yep.
Yeah. That's at West 69th Street, or West 6th Street?
West 6th Street, just west of downtown. These are some of the ones that we've seen in the core that we've done quite a bit. You know, we usually have maybe one a month or one every other month. What really is, they're houses that were converted a long time ago. We zone them as single families, part of Shea Places. They come in, they want to do some work inside, interior work, you know, do some fixing up to it. We find out, hey, it's actually a duplex, it's 2 units. Then we could go back in and rezone it for them and get it so they can do their work in there. So
a lot of older homes this happens.
Yep, absolutely.
We run into it all the time.
Yep.
So we've got number 4, jump down to number 7, which looks like it's a rezone from conservation and commercial neighborhood streetcar to the CN Conservation Office District. That's is that over by Great Life on 69th and Southeastern? Yeah, just kind of northwest of the one we had talked about before in Emerald Valley there, just north of Jackson and west of Southeastern. There's some existing vacant land that was zone C2, which allows commercial retail uses, and then some RA2, which allows up to 3-story apartments. The applicant is looking at actually just constructing roughly like 4 single-story office buildings along there. So it seems like it'll be a pretty good use backing up to that existing drainage way. Yeah. We're going to jump back to number 3, which is a preliminary subdivision plan for RB Flower Fields Edition, located north of West 41st Street in South Grinnell.
Yep. So this is kind of the northeast corner of Grinnell and 41st Street, just west of the Cliff Avenue Greenhouse. So there's that vacant lot that's on the corner. So they're looking at actually constructing some twin homes backing up to 41st, which is what we like to see, some little bit more higher density backing up to those arterial streets. And then on the north side of this new private road with a cul-de-sac, they're going to create what we call a cluster, single-family cluster development. So they're kind of those mix of slab-on-grade houses, smaller setbacks. They want to do a 20-foot setback and smaller lots, which kind of seems like it'd be a pretty good use to kind of transition from the arterial and the twin homes and then to the existing single-family to the north. So.
Have we had a lot of clustered neighborhoods?
We have not actually done a specific one, a new one, but we did have, I think, 1 or 2 come over as part of Shea Places that were in what we had called the old planned development districts. So they had those reduced front yards, so the only zoning that really worked for them was the cluster development. So this is our first new one that we've done. So
yeah, because we were looking at some real estate MLS stuff, and cluster homes came up, and we didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
So we had to research it, and as soon as you said that, I'm like, whoa.
Yep.
So then we're going to jump to number 4, which is a conditional use permit for on-sale alcohol beverages establishment located at 1038 North Minnesota Avenue. That's at Strip Mall. I know they have pho there, but I don't know.
Yep, it's a strip mall with a bunch of different uses. This specific one is a ethnic grocery store.
Okay, yep.
And they kind of have a little deli with some seats and stuff in there. So the applicant is looking at just offering beer and wine. If you go down there and get a sandwich or whatever, you can have a beer or a glass of wine with your meal. So.
Okay. And then number 8, conditional use permit for a full-service restaurant located in 250 feet of a sensitive area. That's at 100 East 85th Street. That's what, East 85th in Minnesota?
Yeah, just east of that intersection, just east of the, I think it's Specialty Hospital that's down there. Yep. There's kind of a vacant parcel. They're looking at doing a full-service restaurant there. That'll have a little bar area, kind of serve all those different houses and the townhomes that are to the north. So I think it'll be a pretty good use out there.
Yeah, there's not much out there right now.
Yeah, not for a full-service restaurant. There's a couple of regular ones. You got Burger King and that stuff, but this will be kind of more of a bar restaurant type use. So, yeah. Yeah.
So you guys have had some changes in the planning department this last month.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we had our director, I'm sure most people know, but Mike Cooper retired. It's been about a week and a day ago. After 30 plus years within the Planning and Development Services Department. Tough legacy to leave behind. It's been a little odd looking in his office when he was always the first one there at 7 in the morning or 6, whatever, and now it's dark, vacant. But the mayor did hire a new Planning and Development Services Director who goes in front of the council on May 7th for appointment. His name's Jeff Eichhoff, and I believe he's going to be starting the Tuesday after Memorial Day. Okay. So we'll try and fill in the gap until he starts and try and keep a legacy going, I guess, with Mr. Cooper. So, yeah.
Did a great job.
Yes, put in a lot of time.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, absolutely.
And then we've got some changes. We've got some people that basically were terming out on the Planning Commission. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you know, since you are on the Planning Commission, May will be the last meeting for 2 members that have put in 10 years, which is really impressive on the Planning Commission. That's 2 full terms. Nick Sershin and then Steve Gaspar will be, their terms will be up. So if anybody's interested in being on the Planning Commission, you can always submit your application to the mayor's office. We keep those on file even if you don't get on this go around. Every 2 to 3 years, we have people terms that are up or don't want to be reappointed or maybe move. We're always looking for members, and we can keep your application on file, and maybe someday you'll be on the Planning Commission. So
yeah, no, I remember when I applied for it. I mean, it was overwhelming, but you guys do a great job of teaching us all about the ordinances and everything that we need to know, and appreciate that, because at first I didn't know anything about that stuff, and it can be a learning curve, but I think if I can do it, anybody can do it. So,
well, I think people need to really realize also that how much time that you guys put into this thing. I mean, this isn't a once a month meeting board, for an hour. It's quite a bit. You have 3 to 4 meetings a month. You have to go through a huge packet of information. So it's one of those boards that is a significant time commitment. It's not just an hour a month or an hour every other month. It's a significant time commitment, and we do appreciate you and we appreciate Nick and Steve for their 10 years of service. It's a long time to serve on a board. Yeah,
no, I mean, just talking a little bit about that, we have a briefing once a month, just so that people understand what we do. We have a briefing that basically takes about an hour and a half, depending on the day. And then you have your Minnehaha Joint Planning Commission. Then you have your Lincoln Joint Commission. And then you have the City of Sioux Falls Planning Commission meeting. And I could see in the future, as we run into Brandon, Harrisburg, and Crooks, Hartford, all these other towns, we could have a lot more meetings down the road. But
yeah, who knows? Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, this concludes your May 1st planning preview. Thank you for watching.